Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on the Arrowverse, but mainly to do so with Stargirl and The Flash. And today we have this article released by IGN, which I'll be going over, which reveals some pretty interesting stuff about the Arrowverse moving forward. But before I do that, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Now, Stargirl is actually a show that I've been very excited about and is something that I'd love to review when it comes out. Now, we had some new posters released the other day on Stargirl, and we see the JSA as well. And both the posters look awesome, especially the CW one. And we know that this is a younger and a newer version of the JSA and not like the old ones that we saw in Legends. But yeah, I'll be reading some parts of this article and I'll be giving you guys my thoughts as I go along. So it starts off as Stargirl is a very personal project for Jeff Johns, as he recounted in a heartfelt open letter to fans. The character was directly inspired by his late sister Courtney, who was among those killed in the explosion of TWA Flight 800 in 1996. Unsurprisingly, Johns was the main catalyst in getting the series off the ground. In fact, Stargirl was one of Johns' first priorities after stepping down as DC's chief creative officer and establishing his production company, Mad Ghost Productions. Jeff Johns says, "When I decided to go back and focus on writing and production, literally the first thing I wanted to do was Stargirl," said Johns. "So I pitched it to Warner Brothers and DC, and Peter Roth and everyone at Warner Brothers Television and DC Universe was really excited about it, loved the pitch, and then agreed on it to be a DC Universe series." Though Stargirl has appeared in live action more than once, played by Britt Irvin on Smallville and Sarah Gray on DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Passenger told us she didn't look to those versions for inspiration in her performance. The crucial difference being that those versions of Stargirl were depicted as seasoned veterans, whereas this Stargirl is very much a rookie heroine. That was an older, more mature version of Stargirl, and I think follows the comics well, at least the Stars and Stripe comics, a little bit more. In that she's young, high school, naive, and I wanted it to bring that into this version of Stargirl. And then it goes on to talk about the reinvention of the JSA. Stargirl revolves heavily around the dynamic between Courtney and her stepfather, Pat. Johns describes the series as a superhero family show. John said, "It's about Courtney Whitmore, whose mom marries a man named Pat Dugan, and they move from LA into a small town in Nebraska called Blue Valley. And it's there that Courtney, who's struggling to fit in a small town, discovers that her new stepfather used to be a Stripesy, the sidekick to Lester Pemberton, the former Star-Spangled Kid turned Starman. And she ends up taking a cosmic staff that belongs to Starman for a joy ride, and ultimately, through circumstances, becomes Stargirl, and Pat Dugan has to come out of retirement as a sidekick again, and they have to discover and eradicate the evil that is lurking within this small town. While the series features a relatively small Injustice Society lineup that mirrors the JSA team, Johns teased a wide range of villains over the course of the series. Every character was chosen for a reason, that role that they fill in the story. There's probably more than I originally imagined, because there became more roles and ideas that sprung up in the development of the show. But you'll see close in about everybody that's a member of the Injustice Society of America. And while the series may not be spotlighting certain classic JSA members, like the Alan Scott version of Green Lantern and the Jay Garrick version of The Flash, fans shouldn't assume those characters won't be showing up. The series will show us glimpses of the previous JSA team, with John's hinting at the potentially bigger stories to come down the road. Green Lantern and the Flash are both spoken of, and they exist in the JSA. There's a picture of them in the first episode, and there's plans in the future for things. But Jay Garrick and Alan Scott, to me, are always the elderly statesmen. They're the big heroes of the JSA, and their shadow is very long, and they're great characters. They are part of the original JSA, and their legacies will be felt throughout the show. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but I can leave it at that. Now, this is really, really exciting. Green Lantern and Jay Garrick. And fans shouldn't assume those characters won't be showing up. Now, obviously, we've had Green Lantern show up before, like we had that small cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And we've obviously had John Diggle in the Arrow ending. But yeah, I would love to see Alan Scott's version of Green Lantern in this show. That would be so, so cool. And obviously the Jay Garrick, we know that our Jay Garrick is an Earth Prime, that is confirmed. But this leads me to believe that, this Jay Garrick is another version of the Jay Garrick that we have in the Arrowverse, played by a different actor. But yeah, this is all very exciting stuff. And now it goes on to talk about the Arrowverse. The recent Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover revealed exactly where Stargirl fits into the DC live-action multiverse, with a brand new version of Earth 2 appearing to replace the one previously seen on shows like The Flash and destroyed in Arrow Season 8 premiere. Not only is Stargirl linked to the Arrowverse, it's also become the series that bridges the CW's lineup with the DC Universe streaming service. Now, new episodes will premiere on DC Universe first before airing on the CW the day after. According to Johns, that arrangement wasn't planned at the start, but came about after production had wrapped up on season 1, and the CW's Mark Pedowitz had an opportunity to see footage. And he says, "I was incredibly excited about the opportunity for that because it just meant that more people would see it. And totally, Stargirl and the show has always been for everybody. Anyone can watch it, so it fits in nicely to that world. It fits in nicely to The Flash, and so that was something that was new." Johns also described the series as being very similar in tone to classic 80s movie like The Extraterrestrial and Back to the Future. DC fans are probably wondering whether Stargirl's connection to the Arrowverse means we'll eventually see Courtney Whitmore and other Earth 2 heroes appearing in future crossovers. Both Johns and Basinger seem keen on the idea, though it doesn't sound like crossovers are high on the priority list in Season 1. Johns said the future is wide open in the DC multiverse, so anything can happen between film and TV, who knows? Because that's what the multiverse is. Obviously right now the main concern is making sure that this show is great, that these characters are great, that they have their own stories and they get the proper screen time and the proper episodes to develop their own. So hopefully in the future we can do something fun. But the first season is all about making sure that Stargirl is the best show it can possibly be. Basinger told us there have been primarily discussions about a Flash Stargirl crossover. And he says, there have been talks of Stargirl getting onto an episode of The Flash and having a bigger storyline, but it didn't happen this season. But I just think that would be the coolest thing. So much of the family has watched The Flash for years. Well, a Flash Stargirl team-up sounds promising. Basinger told us that she's even more eager for a Supergirl crossover. Last night I was watching a bunch of interviews of Melissa Benoist, and she's just the best Supergirl. I bet Stargirl and Supergirl would be this dynamic duo that would be just awesome. So yes, my hopes are high. I really hope it. But as of now, nothing planned. But fingers crossed. So yeah, that was some long reading, but it's very exciting stuff. And it does really hype me up for Stargirl. Now, it would actually be so cool if we do get a Stargirl and the Flash crossover next season. Now, the thing with the multiverse is pretty confusing right now. So before they introduce Stargirl into a crossover, I think that they should introduce like how the multiverses can't see each other, because we know, like, we as the like audience know that the multiverse still exists, but then the Earth primers think that there's one Earth left. So I'm very interested to see how they'll, resolve all that stuff. Now, the thing with this show is that it's both CW and DC Universe as well. So it should be more higher budget than most CW shows, and could also get more viewers for the CW as well. So it could give some good ratings if the show is good. And by the looks of it, it does look really good so far. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think of all of this, and I will see you guys in my next video.